Hi, it's Tristan, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing the Audeze LCD2 headphones, as you can see here. Many believe, and I agree, that these are among the top 5 headphones available right now. So let's take a look. So Audeze, spelled A-U-D-E-Z-E, sometimes I like to pronounce it Audeze, but it's actually pronounced Audeze or Odyssey. They're an American company, I believe, based in Southern California. So they're not a huge manufacturer of headphones, but they have made a lot of inroads in the last few years. Their headphones are very, very highly regarded. So the package that I got came with this travel case. You can also get it with a wood case, which is more of a display case, but I like this travel case. It's a very sturdy military grade travel case. As you can see here, it's kind of like a Pelican case. Actually, it's not made by Pelican. It's got the logo right here, SKB. It's made by SKB, and it's got an automatic valve. But let me go ahead and just open this up. And you can get a sense of, how it looks inside. So your headphones go in here, and it's perfect for traveling. So the wood case does look nice, but it's not as convenient to take your headphones places with you. Inside, you see here a little bit of liquid that Audeze includes with the headphones, and that's to polish the wood periodically here, every 6 months or so. Then you also get your Audeze warranty information here, as well as instruction manual. And what's pretty cool is you also get a printout of the frequency response that your actual headphones tested out as when they measured them at the factory. So that's a good thing to have in knowing how your headphones actually perform. As you can see, the Audeze LCD2s have a pretty flat frequency response. And so that's one of the things that I think a lot of people really appreciate about them. And the paperwork comes in a pretty basic manila envelope, just like this. So these are the headphones here. And I've got to say, they've got a really nice build quality. As you can see, the surrounds here are made from wood. It's a Caribbean rosewood. It also comes in bamboo if you prefer, but I sort of like the rosewood. And then this outer shell here is metal, as is this, and the headband also is metal inside. And the headband is wrapped in leather, so it's very comfortable. The ear pads are also leather. I believe it's like lambskin. So while the ear cups tend to be on the large side and the headphones are relatively heavy, they are quite comfortable to wear. I've had no issues with comfort at all with these, other than maybe a little bit of pressure right here on the top, where this part rests on the top of my head, but that might be just because I had them adjusted too tight or something like that. Now, they've had a couple of iterations of these headphones so far since they were released a few years ago, and one of the things they recently changed with the latest version of the LCD2s is this part here where the headphone cable plugs into the actual headphone. This part here is actually metal now, where it used to be wood. Also, it's angled, so this right here is the back, and that's kind of nice. So if you're listening to these while you're lying down, the headphone cables don't really get in the way and sort of angle forward, so that's a nice feature. In this latest version, they've also limited the swivel that you can do with these ear cups. They don't swivel all the way around. The swivel actually locks. So that's one difference between the first version of the Audeze LCD2s and the current version. I believe they also did some tweaks to the driver as well. I'm not sure what the different sound signature is on the two different versions, but I think it's pretty subtle. I really do appreciate the build quality and style of these headphones quite a bit. They are pretty large though, especially when you compare them to the Denon D7000s that I have. You can see that the ear cups are quite big. So they're certainly not headphones that you're going to be using to commute with or anything like that. These headphones really are made for serious listening. And when I'm doing serious listening, I do want to use these headphones because they just sound so great. These are planar magnetic headphones, which means they use a very thin film instead of a traditional speaker inside. And that film is charged. And I don't know all the engineering behind it, but it produces a very flat frequency response in the sound, and which is very good. And also, planar magnetic headphones are generally known to have very, very good mid-range, and these certainly do have great mid-range. But they also have great bass and great treble as well. As you can see, the ear cups are angled, which means that when they sit on your head or around your ears, the drivers actually don't point directly into your ears. They're actually at an angle, which is more natural and provides for a better sound. Also, I think it provides for less fatigue when you're listening to them as well, because the sound is entering your ear canal in a more natural way. So these headphones are actually surprisingly comfortable to wear and very fun to listen to. Let's talk about the sound now. These headphones have been compared to the world's top-of-the-line headphones, including the Sennheiser HD800, as well as the Beyerdynamic T1 headphones. I think they're pretty much only bested by the LCD3s, which are like $2,000 headphones. Now those apparently do sound about 20% better than these LCD2s, but these LCD2s are about $1,000, well, $995. So they're half as much, and I think are definitely a much better buy than the LCD3s, especially if the LCD3s only sound about 10 to 20% better, for double the money. These are a much better bargain at, $995. I've done some extensive comparing them to the Sennheiser HD800s, and I can tell you that these definitely sound better to me, in that they provide a more impactful and better bass response. The Sennheiser HD800s certainly sound great in terms of soundstage and clarity and faithfulness to the recording. They are a bit lacking in the bass, and some manufacturers have even started releasing headphone amps with a little bit of a bass boost feature in them, specifically tailored to people who have the Sennheiser HD800s, because people find that with a little bit of bass boost on those, it provides a more faithful and enjoyable frequency response to their music on the Sennheiser HD800s. But with these Audeze LCD2s, that's not needed, because the bass response on them is just wonderful. The soundstage on them is also great, although it may not be quite as good as the Sennheiser HD800s in terms of soundstage. But they do still have quite a good soundstage, and they are open headphones. But mainly, the sound characteristic of these Audeze's is that it is a very rich sound, very liquid sound, and yet very articulate. Every instrument, is layered in very nicely, and you can hear it just perfectly and wonderfully. And it's just super fun to listen to. I was recently listening to this U2 album. It's a few years old now. It's How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb. And both the songs that I recommend to listen to on this album to test your headphones with would be track number 1, which is Vertigo, and track number 6, which is All Because of You. On track number 6, you can hear some tambourine on the right, as well as some guitar, in addition to the vocals and all the other instruments, bass and all that, and drums. But it's really fun to listen to with these headphones, because while everything is sort of right there and in your face and up front, you can hear all the playing and you can hear all the instrumentation very clearly. And so you really get a sense of the music, and it just really moves you in a sense. It's almost hard to describe, but I found myself just really enjoying the sound out of them when listening to those 2 tracks recently. But all music sounds great with these headphones. They're just very articulate headphones and real silky smooth in terms of the sound. And so I think that's something that most people appreciate with these. To me, they're certainly a lot more fun to listen to than the Sennheiser HD800s, which are $1,500 headphones. And again, these are about $1,000 headphones. They're also a lot more fun to listen to than my Denon D7000s as well, just because they have a more open soundstage, and all the music is a lot more present and just nice and crisp and clear without being harsh. One of the things that I really don't like are harsh headphones, and these are very, very smooth headphones, not harsh at all, throughout the range. Now, I've got the stock headphone cables that came with these attached, and from what I've read online in certain reviews, they're pretty good headphone cables, and in fact, these stock headphone cables are better than the headphone cables that come with the Sennheiser HD800. So these do a pretty good job. Now, these are 60 ohm headphones, which means they can be driven okay directly out of an iPod or iPhone, but that's not the ideal way that you want to use these. In fact, in the Audeze instruction manual, they say that they recommend a headphone amplifier that outputs at least 1 watt of power. And that's definitely true with these, because planar magnetic headphones are a little bit different than traditional drivers in that even though the ohm rating is 60, they still can benefit greatly from a headphone amp and will really shine, with a headphone amp. So the headphone amp that I'm currently using is one called Lyr, L-Y-R. It's made by a company in California called Shit, spelled S-C-H-I-I-T. That's how you pronounce it. And I'll be doing videos on their products shortly, so make sure you're subscribed for those. But the Lyr amplifier that I use can actually output up to 6 watts of power, and it's a hybrid tube and solid state amp. So the synergy I get out of using these headphones with that amp is just amazing. It's really a great sound. I also have a portable rig, a headphone amp connected to my iPod, and that sounds pretty good with these as well, and I can use that around the house or whatever with these too. But I think in the future I might be upgrading my portable headphone amps. And if I do, I'll make sure to put a video up on that, on whatever I decide on that. So yeah, basically if you're asking whether or not these need an amp, yes. If you don't have an amp or you're not willing to get an amp, it's probably not worth spending the money on these headphones, because in order for them to see their full potential, you really do need an amplifier with them. So this has been my look of the Audeze LCD2 Planar magnetic headphones. I have to say they're really great headphones, and right now, as of this video, they certainly are my favorite headphones. They definitely rank up there among the top 5 headphones probably in the world right now, especially for the price. They compare very favorably to headphones that are a lot more money, in the $1,500 to $2,000 range. And so I can highly recommend these. So this has been my look at the Audeze LCD2 headphones. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions or comments or feedback, please feel free to leave them. I'll see you in my next video.